senators and governors and whatnot who do not want to stand next to him. I don't know, Rick. Maybe they will. Maybe this was the whole purpose of sending him out there with notes. But man, 4 months before the election would be death for the Democratic Party.
I don't know if that's entirely true, but what little I've heard with you, Kevin, I've agreed mostly, and I think a lot of people are saying that's why they insisted on having the June debate so they'd have time to replace them at the August convention. So I can see it going either way. They know they're dead with Joe Biden. They're dead. They're done. Absolutely. A lot of people I agree with, like RFK. I think RFK. I gave Trump a 6 of 10. I gave Biden a 0.1 of 10. He showed up and he proved he was breathing. So he got 1.1 for that. And RFK, I give a 4 of 10, not even being in the debate, because I think now people are seeing the cheap fake stuff is all gaslighting bullshit. And this is Biden. We told you this is him all along. That's why they hide Biden. So I think a lot of people out of TDS won't go for Trump, but they may go over to RFK. So RFK will probably do better than Perot ever did. And ultimately, though, that still helps Trump, in my opinion.
I think RFK helps Biden. I think he takes more votes from Trump than he does from Biden. You disagree?
After the debate, I think a lot more people now are moving out of the Biden camp to the RFK camp. Initially, I think you're right, Rick. But now that they can no longer lie that Dementia Joe has dementia, I wrote down, right? What are you going to believe? Your own eyes, as the saying goes, or the leftist endless lies, right? Gavin Gruesome and Obama Grew scum, grew scum. And Obama parroted him, and I use the word parrot on purpose because I'm going to use it again later. But they both said, well, you don't judge on one debate. What about the other 1,000? What about the other 1,000 times where he stumbles upstairs, fell off his bike? Did he have a cold all those times too? They're trying the Nixon had the flu excuse. It's not gonna fly.
They're gonna give him a bucket of ice cream and he'll be a happy boy.
But yeah, could they replace him at convention? Yes, it's still possible. Yeah. But I agree with others. I don't like repeating others' talking points, but indeed, they're saying, and I agree with, Biden has as much hubris as Trump does. Again, I'm not a Trump cultist. I don't have TDS, but I don't have BDS either. But they both are, their hubris level is off the chart. Biden will not go quietly. They will have to drag him kicking and screaming.
Well, we watched it on CNN, and CBS carried it, and I don't know what BDS is, but everybody's wondering if Biden suffers from IBS, which would be irritable bowel syndrome, and so I'm just curious, is he pooping his pants?
I think he has a few times anyway, but I don't know that he did last night. I'm not.
I'm serious. This is the allegation, right? This, or is this just an Alex Jones creation? A fake news or propaganda story to hurt him, or does he really poop his pants?
The parachute, Kevin, weigh in, right? He's there with the European leaders, and he squats over. What's happening there? If he's not pooping, it depends, right?
I just want to. Are we actually talking about this? Are we actually talking about this? Is this what it has come to? While we're on the brink of World War III,
Yeah.
does the President of the United States poop his pants?
Well, okay. But again, just to be funny here, is the choice: the guy who shits his pants, or the people with TDS and BDS's Biden derangement syndrome. TDS would say Trump has shit for brains. So either the guy shit for brains or the shit in his pants guy. I don't know. Or RFK Jr.
Kevin, please weigh in.
I love you, Joseph.
I have a way with words at times. Yeah.
You do.
You know, if they replace him, as long as they pick a decent candidate, no Kamala Harris, no Michelle Obama, no Hillary Clinton, you know, go with Nikki Haley or, you know, I don't know.
I don't think she would do it, but yeah, no. It's either Gavin Grewscum or Wretched Whitler of Michigan.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I'd like to see Tulsi Gabbard, but
No, she left the party. She won't go back.
Yeah. Yeah. Who else would there? I don't think any of those names are.
I don't know.
Winners.
You know, Tulsi lost the party, but Biden won the party, and look what they got now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mentioned Parrot. Remember, Grewscum and Obama and the Talking Heads trying that line. Don't judge on one debate. Well, there's 1,000 incidents of Biden bumble brain out there. You can't say he had a cold and I'm Benadryl for all of those. But in my opinion, of the two in that debate, again, RFK, I think, got 4 of 10 just by not even being there. But Trump won, and Trump, a parrot, could have filled in for Donald Trump and just said, Polly want a cracker, Polly want a cracker, all night long, and won the debate for Trump. And the spin room, if let me put on a Trump hat here. I like to try to not do this, but if I were to put on a Trump cap hat, the spin room afterward would say, the Trump parrot is right. Polly want a cracker. That's a metaphor, an analogy for we all want food. Our family is starving because of Bidenomics. We can't afford food. So yeah, Polly want a cracker, can't have it because the family ain't eating. How's that?
And remember, folks, you are only going to get this kind of analysis with this kind of color commentary right here on the Maverick News Channel.
That's right. I haven't said that anywhere else. How's that for spin, though, huh? That's pretty brilliant, if I do say so myself.
Let's call John and find out if he thinks that if Joe Biden will poop his pants. There has been.
This will decide the election.
Don't hang up. Are you there?
Hello, how are you?
John, we have an important question.
Yes.
Does Joe Biden, or did Joe Biden...
I'll be right back.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What's your opinion on the president pooping his pants issue?
I think it's happened a number of times, unfortunately. I hope he's got his extra absorbent depends on.
Whew.
Total agreement.
Is that a loaded question?
Oh, well, it's a loaded depend.
These are serious questions, and they're not loaded questions. Okay, so are there special presidential poopy pants for the president, or does he just buy the generic brand?
the best deal going in town is Kirkland's from Costco.
Yeah, well, you can buy in bulk there
Yeah,
and load up.
Like you like to say, you arrive in diapers in the world, and God willing, if you live long enough, you end up in diapers again, eh?
Well, that's the way she works. Just ask Elon Musk. He talks a lot about that with the aging population that's out there, and he measures demographics based on diaper sales, and so I think he's been talking to Joe Biden. And did you notice the facial expressions that Biden was making throughout the debate? I mean, is there any other proof needed?
I think there's lots of video that Mr. Biden has had some issues before with what you're talking about, which is a kind of an interesting subject.
It certainly is, isn't it? These are important questions. I mean, say, Russia launches nukes, and then China launches nukes, and you got nuclear submarines off the coast and stuff, and he has to make an important decision, right? And the guy with the nuclear football is there. Like, if he has to take a poopy break, we could be in real trouble.
Well, here's the thing, Rick. And it's not nice to talk about, but you've entered the subject. Is when you reach a certain age, which our current president, Mr. Biden's at, you always have to be extra careful. Make sure you've got the extra absorbent. Depends on, because at his age, when you let one go, you never know if it's going to be a dry one or a wet one with a nuclear disaster. That's why you have to wear stuff like that, right?
Well, did you notice that during the debate, they kept saying, that's number one. And they kept saying, that's number two. Did you notice over and over again? They actually were both saying that. I was like, why do they keep saying number one and number two? That's number one. And then they come back and you go, and that's number two.
It was like it was the Gutfeld show.
Backstage with Biden was the funeral hearse with his undertaker there. They looked like they were sizing him up for a coffin.
Oh.
Did you see the black hearse behind the curtains there when Sleepy Joe walked off there?
Oh.
Talk about having an undertaker on call. I mean, when you're the president of the United States,
when Alex Jones started talking about the poopy pants, I was like, I am not talking about that on this program. I am not talking about the poopy pants and the president. But here we are. This is what it's come to. Kevin wants to say something. You can't hear Kevin. I'll cue you back up, John, when the time comes. But go ahead, Kevin. What did you have to say?
Well, all I was going to say is, you think about it, the guy with the most absorbent diapers should be carrying the nuclear football.
I guess so, right? Because he doesn't have to stop. He can just keep right on going without a break. Just, he just works right through it, right? Yeah. That's dedication. That's a good work ethic.
At that point, we're all going to be crapping our pants.
Age, you certainly don't make off color comments about let it rip. Let it rip, baby.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
yeah, no, it was
How did we end up on this subject?
How did we end up here at all? Like, is this even real? Are we in the Matrix right now?
You took the word out of my mouth, Rick. I think you're.
What's going to happen?
Hang on a second, John. Go ahead, Joseph. What did you want to say?
Yeah, you took the word Matrix right out of my mouth. And also, I think you're channeling your inner Gutfeld tonight. He always does the poop jokes.
Oh, so, does he? Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't watched him in a long time.
Oh
my.
Love his show. Love his show. It's a great show. Next to Maverick News, it's the best show.
Kevin, help. Is this real?
No. It's a Russian mind game.
Okay.
These are not the candidates, right? These are not the candidates you are looking for.
Gotta blame Russia. It's our fault.
Oh, John. What are we going to do? What do you think?
I can tell you, Rick, I took care of two of my parents that are in heaven now and a grandmother, and I can tell you, I own the rodeo t-shirt. I can tell you from personal experience, those extra absorbent Depends diapers, they literally will contain a nuclear disaster.
Okay.
I'm seriously. If you let a wet one rip and you thought it was a dry one, they will contain a nuclear disaster. Absolutely, they are worth the money. They're worth the money.
So now we know why.
It's called insurance.
Now we know why Reagan's SDI failed. It didn't put Depends in space instead of nuclear satellites.
Wow. Well, that was SDI. I don't know what that stands for exactly, but
now it stands for Shit Defense Initiative. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope those Depends are leak proof because we need to contain the radioactive waste.
They are, and I mean, Sleepy Joe, and let's give him his due. It's Sleepy Joe, basement, Bolshevik, bunker, Biden with the ice cream cone.
Well,
I think he's going to have to put a funeral coach hearse in the procession now. He's got the ambulance. That's the only thing he's missing in the big procession now is a black hearse coach.
Oh my God! I don't even. I mean, I don't wish that on him, but this certainly does give new meaning to the term bunker buster, doesn't it?
Bum. But let me give Biden credit for something he said just today. Biden said,
not going to be saying, let her rip, Joe. Let her rip, Sleepy.
John, I'm gonna sign off. I can't keep talking about this with you. I can't.
yeah.
It's just wow.
Let me give Biden credit.
This debate was a real stinker, wasn't it?
Well, it stinks in more ways than you realize. Stay tuned, Maverick News family worldwide. More to come.
I'm sure of that. It's like I'm sure it's like it's just never ending, isn't it? It's just never ending. There's more to come.
So at the debate, there was shit coming out of both ends of Biden, out his mouth and out his anal tube hole.
John, quick, is there a final thought you want to wrap up with tonight before I
Joseph,
go on?
that was a crappy statement to make.
Just, again, we knew it was going to probably be a disaster last night, the debate.
What a mess that was.
Yes, it was a number one and a number two. It was a nuclear disaster mess. Absolutely.
It was terrible.
That was a real pisser.
I mean, they just about wheeled out the life support machine for Sleepy Joe.
Well, I just want to make sure you can slide one more in there before we sign off.
I think I'm out of ammunition.
No.
Oh my God.
No more wrongs.
Yeah, the Gutfeld show has got nothing on this show. Gutfeld's got nothing on this show tonight, that's for sure.
Careful, when you get to be a certain age, Rick, if there's a great big present under the Christmas tree, it might be an extra absorbent large box of men's Depends underwear. You never know what you get when you say, it ain't a box of chocolates when you rip off that wrapping paper, baby.
Oh my God.
Well, and the good thing is, Biden is never short on any supply for the colon guard kit.
Oh my God. Oh, what's happened here? We've just this is Alex Jones's fault. I'm telling you.
We just went in the crapper, Rick.
A roaring show tonight with Kevin Michelacci and our Chicago guy. I hope it's ripping and roaring, Rick.
Oh my God. Okay, John, thank you. I appreciate, as always, your contributions this evening.
Well, and don't forget, check your panties. Check your panties.
Well, you peed your panties the other night. When we were talking about the Oilers. You got so excited you peed your pants.
Yeah, you betcha. Absolutely.
And proud of it.
Absolutely. A proud Edmontonian from Alberta. When in Rome,
Pee your pants. When in Rome, just pee your pants. Or in Edmonton. Anyway, thank you, John. Signing off, sir.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Well, now you see, that's real journalism.
I didn't know we decided to do a comedy show. Well, it was a debate, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But Biden, speaking of the shit coming out of Biden's mouth, did you hear him today say, I know how to tell the truth? But what you didn't hear him mumble after that was, I just choose to never, ever tell it.
Oh, oh man. Kevin, what do we do? Where do we go from here?
Yeah. Well, I did not hear entirely all that you and Kevin covered or before that. But I mean, the lies, the Bleach lie was repeated. The Charlottesville lie was repeated. Lie after lie after lie was repeated by Biden. It's at this point he had the 51 intelligence agency people who said Hunter Biden laptop was a Russian hoax after the FBI 6 months earlier said it was legit. All need to have their security clearances revoked. But still, to this day, Hunter Biden laptop was entered into evidence in the gun trial, but they're still on social media calling the Hunter Biden laptop an Alex Jones conspiracy and Russian disinfo.
Well, they said that about the diapers too, but we've debunked that. Is there anything really left to say at this point?
Off of those depends.
Oh.
But back to I want to, so we don't forget, I want to talk about the golf exchange.
Oh, don't worry. I'll never, ever forget this.
Yeah.
What we're doing here right now, I'll never forget this.
Yeah, but the golf exchange. When
before we let you talk about that, can you carry your own bag?
I got your bag right here.
Oh, okay. All right, that's enough. That's okay. We're almost crossing the line now. Thank you, sir.
No, but seriously about the golf thing. Here's where I think RFK gains on both Trump and Biden, because Trump also, by affording Biden that exchange, shows Trump loses a little of his everyday man, I'm for the people cred, comes across as aloof and elitist. They both do because of that exchange. If I were Trump, he blew the chance. He should have said, people who own VW Golf, GULF, don't want to hear us talking about GOLF because they can't afford to put gas in that GULF to go to the store and afford the groceries because of your Bidenomics. So
well, I think RFK has been getting, all I know is RFK Jr. has been getting off real easy in this conversation, but we all know that when it comes right down to it, he's really just pulling up the rear.
You wouldn't let it drop, huh? I think there's a turd sticking out there because you wouldn't let it drop. A turtle head, right?
Oh, they're all just a bunch of dingleberries, aren't they?
Oh my God. Oh. I did do the bag joke on Savaged Unfiltered today. We recorded, that'll air tomorrow. We discussed the debate there too. And by the way, Rick, Michael Gardner is trying to reach out to you, but I'm betting like me, he's using his new SavagedUnfiltered.com
Who's Michael
website
Gardner?
of Savaged Unfiltered.
Oh, okay.
And he's trying to reach out to you, but I bet his emails are going into spam because he's using the SavageUnfiltered.com email, and I'm having trouble getting them too. So
okay. Oh yeah, Merrick says, leave Turdo out of this.
I've heard about enough, right? Yeah. Right, good one. I've heard enough of you, clown.
Justin
Good one,
Turdo.
Merrick. Good one, Merrick.
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
how could we possibly? Oh, I'm so glad we didn't forget about old Justin Turdo.
But I think the line of the night, the Reagan, I will not use age to exploit the youth and inexperience of my opponent for political purposes. That was the line of that debate. I think the line of this one was Trump, kind of the Reagan line. I don't know what he just said. I don't think he knows what he just said, right? Kevin, I think that was the best zinger of the night.
It was a good zinger, but if you listen to it about 5 times, you actually make out what he said.
Yeah. Well, the death of Medicare, we killed Medicare. Yeah, you did with Obamacare. You took 800 million out of Medicare to fund Obamacare. So yeah, you did kill Medicare.
Death of Medicare. Before Obama got Obamacare put in place, I had 100% paid medical insurance that covered 100% of everything. And when I left the United States in 2020, I was paying almost $600 every 2 weeks. And I was only being covered at 70 to 80%. Yeah. So, hey, I had to become a commie.
Hey, it was called the Affordable Care Act, and we all know you're rich, Kevin. You can afford it.
I've got the Affordable Care Act over here. I can go to the good old state medicine and be misdiagnosed by 6 different doctors.
Yep.
Well, guys, I think we've
looked at, what the first thing they look at when I go to the doctor here? My backside.
We come full circle again, right? But yeah, another thing, because I'm voting for Trump, I make it clear, but I'm not a Trump cultist. Trump has got a good thing, and it was a ploy for Nevada. No tax on tips. I don't fully agree with that. I think the first 50,000 in tips should be exempt, but above that, if you work at like Gavin Gruescom again, the French Laundry, and you make 150 grand in tips a year off the elites, you should be paying tax on some of that. So I would cap it. Your first 50,000, I agree, tips tax free. But I disagree with Trump on that to some degree.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm not voting for any of them because I'm not paying to fly to Poland.
Well, at this point, I think we've pretty much exhausted this topic. I just don't know what else to say. Joseph, first to you for final thoughts, and then I'm going to let Kevin wrap it up.
Well, the other things I had on here as notes is 80-84, back to Reagan. I think now there was a Reagan cult. We didn't think in that terms. The Reagan Democrats were celebrity cultists, just like Trump has some celebrity cultists. But unlike 80 and 84, Reagan never got down ballot help. He only had control of the Senate 2 of his 8 years, never the House. So if Trump is to get anything done legislatively, the right way to do it. We must get 20 plus majority of the House, and we're never going to get filibuster proof in the Senate. So the left is still going to block most of it. But I am fair. I call out illegal executive orders no matter who does it. So it needs to be done properly legislatively. And the only way that happens is if there's down ballot coattails. And I think that that debate may have helped that. But the other thing is Donna Brazil, remember, leaked the questions to Hillary. If anybody thinks they didn't leak these questions to Biden ahead of time, I got a bridge to sell you. And then the other thing is Dennis Prager often says, truth is not a left value. And I always say, fascocrats only have one value or principle: power. Anything, say anything, do anything to get it and keep it. That's their only value. Once you understand that, you understand how they're always lying, cheating, stealing, twisting language, double standards regarding anything, because the only value that matters is power. Period.
Joseph, are you saying that all politicians lie?
Does Trump tell some whoppers? Absolutely. All politicians lie. Except for me when I ran for office. I didn't do that, but I ran in deep blue Wayne County as a Republican. I certainly didn't expect to win. So I ran calling out my own party as much as I was calling out the Democrats when I ran, calling out CINOs, rhinos, and fascocrats. Yeah, I am against the deep state, whether they have an R or a D by their name.
Whether they're selling chocolate or not.
Well, so wrap this up for us, Kevin.
So Biden was serving self-serve chocolate.
I have no wrap up for this, Rick. I really don't. When you're making up your mind, let's be realistic. 50% of the people, 46% actually vote, and half of they've most of them have made up their own mind already anyway. So the undecided people go out and actually research what they say to you, because the information's out there. Rick has turned me on to the most wonderful tool for doing research on stuff like this. Chat GPT version 4.
That's right.
You would be surprised. So go out, do some research. Do not listen to them. And when you get tired of it, I'll help you immigrate.
Well, all I can say is all this time we thought politicians were full of hot air. But now we know that it isn't the cows burping. It's not the cows burping that are the fault of that's causing all the climate change. No, that's just projection. Now we know that indeed it's actually the politicians themselves that are responsible for the methane releases that are causing this catastrophic existential threat to humanity. And indeed,
one in particular.
One in particular. Yes, sir. So with that being said, folks, thanks everybody for putting up with us tonight. I'm really, really, really sorry. I apologize for this broadcast. And
let me do a Joe Biden imitation again. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? What?
And unfortunately, I will be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you guys. Catch you on the flip side.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.